All right, so this is Trello, and let me introduce you first to how to use a board and what it's for, and then I'll walk you through the process to take the boards that we have, copy them for yourself and for your team, and prepare to use them moving forward. This is our HAHS game design team page. I'm actually going to go home for myself here and go to my boards, and you'll see I have my own boards here. I have a personal board. I've taken this game design artifacts board and saved it for myself. I'm going to walk you through how I would use that board myself personally. So again, 2 boards I've created for you, and you're going to copy those for yourselves today. The game design artifacts board is intended to be a board that you will use for yourself personally to save ideas for yourself to use as you move forward through this game design process. The game design process board is going to be a team board that you're going to use within your game design team. And yes, the team that you've been playing with this time will be the team that you'll be doing this game design process and this planning process with as we move forward. So let's take a look first here at this personal design artifacts board that I have here. And this is what Trello looks like. Within Trello, you make lists. Lists are these vertical columns here that you see. And you can name a list whatever you want to name it. And the idea with Trello is it follows a concept called Kanban, which is that we start on the left with less complete things. You could think of it as a very advanced to-do list concept, where on the left are the things that we haven't done yet, or that are less concepted out, or are less complete. And as we move to the right, we get more complete. Whether the ideas get more complete, or the jobs get more done, or whatever it is, from left to right, we move from less complete to more complete. So on this board, the idea is these are my ideas that I want to use within the game design process. And the first, as you're going to see in the other board, the first stage that we're going to go through with our game design process is artifacting, or gathering, perhaps you might want to say. And it's a very important part of the game design process where we want to gather as many concepts as possible and have them available to us as we move into a brainstorming process. People who do game design are thinking about game design all the time, and everything that they see is an idea for a game to them. And as you move into this process and start thinking about games, your neurons are going to be firing up here, and you're going to be constantly thinking of different things you might want to do. And so this is the place for you to put those and keep them organized. So I've organized this into different levels of completeness for you, from left to right. On the left here, snippets, trinkets, and daydreams. The little pop-ups that go off during the day where you're just like, what if I did this? Or what if that was a game? Or what if I could do this with a game? Put it on here. I'm going to show you how to make a card and how to lay that out in a second. Ideas from other games. We play Mysterium. What if we did a game that was like this, but that way? Put it in that column. It's an idea that was generated from another game. Ideas with details. Now we have an idea, but we've fleshed it out with details and have some more thoughts behind it. Fleshed out plans. This is an idea that I've actually sat down, planned it out, and have enough ideas that I could take it to the next stage and actually work on some prototyping. And then the last stage here, prototypes, I've actually done to the point where I have a prototype for it. I can take a picture of my prototype and it actually exists on some level. So this is where we're going to keep our ideas. And this is a personal board for you. Nobody else has to see your artifact board. It's a place for you to keep your stuff. You can manage it. So how do we put things on here? You see where it says add another card? You just tap the add another card and you give it some information. So I have an idea for a game. Let's say it's a game where what do we want to do? Let's say we're going to, I don't know. I don't have a board game with Asymmetrical. I can't spell symmetrical today. Spaces. Wow. Asymmetrical spaces. Asymmetrical spaces and a discovery mechanic. All right. All right, so I have a rough idea of what I want to do here. Now, there's my card. As I tap on the card opens up. And there's a lot that I can do here. Now, this is my personal board. This is just for me. So I'm not going to add members to the card. I'm not bringing other people into this card. This is just for me. But I can actually get more. Depends on how organized you are, how specific. Anybody here like to put things in little boxes and keep everything very specific and organized and like to have everything in its own little special place? You can do that in here if you want to. You can actually use labels. And you see they're color coded here, and you can actually name each one. So I could say here, green is game map games and card games. See, I could use these labels and keep things even more organized. And I'm going to say, okay, this one here is going to be a map games. Okay. I can give it a checklist. So what do I want to do to this card before it gets to move on to the next stage? What things do I want to accomplish on this card before it gets to go on? This is call it checklist. Add an item. Research. I can't spell today. Research. Art for board. That didn't work. Research art for board, and look up exploration and discovery mechanics. All right, so before I get to move on, I can check off my boxes, and then, oh, look, I completed it all. I get to move it on. I have due dates I can add to cards, attachments, cover pictures, all kinds of different things. I can do lots of things within a card. And I can see a lot about the card from the outside as well. You can see I added the cover picture to this one, and I added the description to it. Again, I can put a due date on it. And then when a card is ready to move on, this one has enough details, I can just go, it doesn't like my touching. I'll drag over here, drag it, drop it to the next space. And that's the primary mechanic here within Trello is when you're ready to move things around, you move it on to the next spot. And when it gets to the end, the idea is you're done with that particular board. And maybe that game idea now exists in prototypes, you're ready to move it on to the next board, which is the game design board, where that card is now ready to become a game and you can use it within the game design board. Questions about what you've seen here so far? Okay, I'd like you all to go into the artifact board, the team board that you have there available to you. I'm going to go to the same one. I'm going to go to my boards, home, game design artifacts. I'm going to show you how to copy this for yourself. Everybody here? Okay. You want the menu. If you don't see the menu, you can click show menu here. And then you want more. Do you guys see where it says more here? Click more. And then do you see copy board? Click copy board. And then give it a title. Call it something with the word artifacts in it. Call it my artifacts board, or my game artifacts, or my game design artifacts, or something with the word artifacts in it. And then where it says team, make sure team says none. Please make sure the team says none. Because you're not putting this one in a team. This one's just for you. You get to have this one just for yourself and no one else sees it. This is a personal place for you to keep your personal things. No one else has to see what you put in here. It's a place for you to keep track of your things, your ideas that you have for yourself. Give it a name, something that has to do with artifacts. Please make sure team says none. When you do, click create, and then you should have your own board. Verify that you have it by going home and making sure on the personal boards you see your board. Is anybody not able to see your board under personal boards? Okay, I'll be over. All right, now that we're in there, let's get back in. And you can personalize it a little bit. Don't do a lot today, but you can personalize a little bit. If we go back to show menu, you can change background and you can choose photos. Pick a picture that you like to represent your board. And take a look around. And that is your personal design artifacts board. Let me end this here.